Hello and welcome to Marco on Markets. Share my screen. Okay, I'll start with the disclaimer. This channel is for educational purposes only and shares my personal opinions and investment process. Nothing in this video should be taken as financial product advice or a recommendation to buy or sell any investment. Always do your own research and consider obtaining advice from a licensed financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Good morning, my name's Marco and it's the 29th of July 2026, 9:57 a.m. Market's about to open in about 3 minutes. The opening indicator from NAB trade is 0.84% up, so that's quite a strong open to the market. We'll just go across and have a look because the market, although it's supposed to open at 10, I do find that some trades start at around 9:58 a.m, 9:59 a.m. So I think they did change that maybe in the last 6 months or so. So the market's still closed. What we're going to do is just have a quick look at the portfolio. So currently I'm holding 2 stocks, Accent Group and Wesfarmers. These prices are from market close yesterday. Let's just see if there was any change to that post close yesterday. So AX1 was 71.5 cents. So that did go down, and Wesfarmers was 89.22. So we'll update that. So that did increase after market close. So that's still down 62% for Accent Group. And then we've got Wesfarmers, which is up 0.77. That's my likely next sale. It needs to increase by 1.33% there. I did have 2 sales yesterday. If we just go to the register, that was the Aristocrat position there, which I had held for 267 days. So that was quite a long position. It didn't go the way I wanted. When I first purchased it, it fell away. It was down around 30% or so at the worst. And then in the last sort of 4 months, it did claw back. I took a small capital loss and made an overall profit once we took the dividends into account. The other position was JB Hi-Fi, which I purchased on the 27th, which was Monday, and I sold that yesterday, and I got full margin 2%. So let's have a refresh on the watch list, and the market's now open. So it's a sea of green, which is great. My position here, Wesfarmers, let's click into the watch list there. Let's see what I've got that on to sell for. That is on to sell at $90.41. So it's actually surpassed that now. So that means that if I have a look at the market depth, that means that would have actually gone through at, yeah, so my parcel is not there at all, as you can see. So there's no orange there. So that's actually a successful trade. So it's a good start to the day. So we might just update that. And if you listen out, we should get a special ringtone from my email system shortly. That's the NAB trade contract note coming through. That will have gone through possibly at full price or maybe even higher. Sometimes you do get a higher price. I will just take this one off screen and see what that did go through for. So I'll just go to trading and then order status and order history. Wesfarmers to sell. That went through at no, it's not there. So sometimes it's hard to locate these things, especially if you haven't got your contract note. It usually comes through within a couple of minutes. The only delay I can think of is that because it's on market open, there's lots of orders, so the system's probably clogged up. Okay, so going to confirmations. There we go. There's my contract note coming through now. I'll just open that up on my emails and see what price that went through at. So that sold for $90.50. So we got a little bonus, which is nice. So that can happen on market open. It can be very volatile and the prices bounce around. So we'll pop that into the register, $90.50, 452 units. And then if we copy down the formulas, we end up with a profit of 845 after fees. That's a 2.11% margin after 6 days. We'll take off the color because that's now completed. And so the only position I've got left now is Accent Group here, which obviously is not going to sell anytime soon. And so the next thing I need to do is look for something else to buy. And I was unable to buy yesterday, and I definitely can't buy today with all that green on the screen. So I've got 3 parcels to deploy, and I'll just have to sit out at least this morning. I'll check back later this afternoon and see how the market's going, if there's been any drops. Let's just have a look at what's leading the way. JB Hi-Fi was up 1.4%, as to his Accent Group. Wesfarmers 1.18%. Woolworths up 0.88%. Sigma 0.86%. And it goes on and on and on. And the weakest one on my watch list is Viva Energy, which is down 0.94%. Look, it's really rallied in the last few days, as you would have noticed. So that's just coming back a bit. And so with my process, I did sell JB Hi-Fi, as you know, yesterday. And let's have a look at what I sold that for. I sold it for $77.18, and now it's $79.25. So one of the issues with my process is that you do miss the upside. So if I had have held that till today, so we've got 79.25. Actually, what I'll do is just create this 79.25. You can see that the margin would have been 4.76%, and we would have cleared $1,900 as opposed to $809. But when you're trading, you do need to have some sort of strategy, some sort of rule. You can't get it right every time, and you've got to find something that works for you and that you're happy with. I'll just have a look at a different watch list, just my Australian stocks watch list. And again, just heaps of green on the screen. This really worries me. I just find when the market gets this confident and frothy, we'll probably see some red coming up. I don't know when. It may not. It could be just the time of the month. It's lots of super contributions will have come in from June. Yesterday was the ATO deadline for payments, so maybe it's the super funds deploying those funds, or it could be investors piling into the share market. I know there has been a downturn in the property market. I did have some statistics around that, which I might share in a different video. I'll get them ready. And I just want to share that with you because there's been some huge increases from June 2025 versus June 2026, same as May. July data won't be out just yet. One last thing we need to do is just have a look at the all ordinaries, and that's up 0.82%. And let's see how that compared to NAB's indicator. It was up 0.4%, so pretty spot on. Last job we need to do is update our portfolio. So we need to tell ShareSite also that that trade went through. So we're just going to go to trades and income. And we do this manually for this demo portfolio. But in the background, I have these contract notes emailed to my ShareSite from the broker, and it gets updated automatically, but we'll just add this in. So it's a trade or an adjustment. We sold on the 28th of July, so it's a sell trade. So the date is 29th of July. I'll just update that. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong one. So that's already, 29th of July. Apologies for that. Broker was optional. Units is 452. The price was $90.50. And the brokerage was $40.92. And we'll just double check that, add that. And now if we go to our home screen, by the investments link there, you can see there's only that one position there. If I go to tools and reports, tools, which is the reports menu, sold securities, if I just do today, it'll calculate the profit for today, which is $845.70. So that's that one there. And so that's pretty good. It's been a pretty good month. We've had, how many? 14 closes. That's pretty high. My average trade days is 23 days, taking into account that 267. If I was to take that out, it would reduce down to about 4 days. And that's what you're seeing here this month, is around every 4 days, a trade taking place. So that's quite a good turnaround. If you can get 2% every 4 days, it's very unlikely, but that comes out to 182% at the end of the year. So my performance for July so far is $9,302 on a $160,000 fictitious investment, is a return of 5.8% for that month. So look, I think on a good year, you could, doing this process and using this strategy, and based on sort of the last 5-6 years, you can expect on a good year around 30% return. On a bad year, you'll have no trades at all. I have changed my strategy a bit. In the beginning, I was just doing one trade at a time. And that went well for quite a long time until it didn't, until I actually had that zero position. So about 2 years later, I hit a wall. I was only doing one trade at a time, which means my investing money in one stock, which I was warned about by a number of people. And I thought I knew it all and ignored that advice, and then got stuck for about 2.5 years. Eventually it did come back and I got out of that. And then from that point forward, I decided to split my money into 3. And today I have 4 positions. So I think around, for me, 4 to 5 positions is manageable. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, but also you probably don't want to do 200 different stocks at the same time either, because that's not really manageable. So I might leave it there. We'll just nick back to the market quickly. I'll just check that this profit's correct because I did have some formula issues. I'll just do the profit for this month to date. So it should be 9.3. Yeah, and 2 cents and $2.04. So quite a good month. And back to the market. Watch list. These are my approved stocks. Still green. JB Hi-Fi is really climbing. That's okay. I'm happy with a profit, and I'll probably sit out definitely this morning. I hope you have a great day and happy hump day.